The narrative begins with fragmented thoughts about writing and revenge. There is an internal struggle with processing memories and experiences that sets up the conflict to come. The focus shifts to a character named Coralie, who is described as someone difficult to understand. She is observed watching training sessions while playing games, displaying a somewhat detached and teasing attitude that causes friction with others. Dark rumors circulate about experimentation and mutations at the 13th base, specifically regarding humanoid experiments. This creates tension and fear among the group, with some viewing Coralie with suspicion and hostility due to her unique physical characteristics. A significant revelation occurs about the destruction of the 12th base by the worst of the 15 branches. The story expands to include details about the 9th base's deteriorating conditions and a personal mission to achieve top grades to help family members relocate to safety. The narrative takes a more personal turn, featuring correspondence with parents about conditions at the 9th base. There is reflection on changing attitudes toward achievement and competition, suggesting personal growth and evolving relationships. The tone becomes more intense with declarations of sacrifice and revenge. There are mentions of swearing oaths and abandoning attachments to life, indicating a darker turn in events. The story shifts to a complex scenario involving dream states and time loops. Multiple characters, including Elia, Coralie, and others, have apparently experienced numerous deaths within these loops, though these events don't manifest in reality. Plans to deceive the system by modifying data with fake information are proving difficult and unlikely to succeed quickly. Rather than dwelling on this challenge, focus shifts to analyzing the current situation. Prometheus is tasked with analyzing data to detect differences in the current loop compared to previous ones. A plan is formulated to restore data from moments before Coralie disappeared. Team members are given specific assignments. May and Bronya head to the database, while Durandal is directed to search for clues using a terminal alongside Dreamlover and Helia. Mr. Retast, the 33rd Jiu-Zutsu Kaysen, has grown suspicious, making information gathering more challenging. The Jiu-Jitsu Kaisen tournament faces a crisis as participants begin behaving erratically. Many competitors lost control after overusing Jokai power, resulting in violent confrontations. The scene is described as hellish, with blood-soaked individuals fighting until collapse. This chaos leads to the tournament's cancellation by Lord Retast. To contain the situation, warriors guarding Shokyo helped imprison many of the violent participants. However, the appearance of shadow monsters caused imprisoned individuals to become even more aggressive, breaking free from confinement. The situation quickly spiraled out of control, forcing some to flee. Shadow monsters are explained to be products of natural selection, with a particular weakness to fire and light. An alternative theory suggests they originated from a single evil entity, serving as guardians of the world intending to rebel against God. Their existence predates the First Jiu-Jitsu War, suggesting a deeper connection between these events. The role of Retast is revealed as a codename used by representatives from different continents. These individuals wear identical clothing and maintain similar appearances across generations. They organize tournaments throughout the planet. While rumors suggest they might be robots, evidence points to their human nature. A confrontation reveals deeper truths about recent events, with riots being identified as omens of greater disasters and signs of sin. A former Shadow Knight emerges, claiming to have abandoned their title and now works to eliminate evil and restore world balance, though their methods remain questionable. A tense confrontation unfolds as someone demands answers about Coralie's condition and how to wake her up. The response is cryptic, suggesting that fate cannot be interfered with by others. This leads to accusations of cowardice and threats of death, though the threatened party remains calm, stating it is not yet their time. The situation escalates when Helia is restrained while attempting to confront Retast. Despite protests and threats of revenge for what happened to Coralie, Helios is held back. A moment of self-reflection follows as Helios acknowledges their current weakness. The group discusses Retaste's statements and behavior. A heated debate emerges about continuing the search, leading to a vote among team members. The discussion reveals divisions within the group about how to proceed with their mission. Time is described as branching into countless futures, with someone seeking the most beneficial path for everyone. The vote concludes with a 3-2 decision to cancel the search, causing tension among team members. A heated exchange occurs regarding system instability and responsibility. There are accusations about underestimating dangers and mishandling situations, leading to deeper conflicts within the group. The scene shifts to a more personal moment involving a stuffed bear and revelations about someone's sleeping habits and allergies. This interaction provides a brief respite from the earlier tension. A period of quiet reflection follows where someone expresses remorse for their actions, acknowledging their mistakes in underestimating both their abilities and Retaste's danger. They contemplate ways to make amends and change the situation. In a pivotal moment of determination, there is reflection on gaining strength to repay Retasuto. A discussion unfolds about deals being symbolic rituals, with emphasis on personal choice in what is given and received. Special eyes granted enhanced abilities for training and missions, but led to a critical error in judgment that resulted in losing something precious. The conversation turns to Elias' curse and fate's cruel games. There is tension between maintaining strength and acknowledging weakness. A partnership with Coralie is referenced, highlighting complex emotions and pain in their relationship. The scene captures internal struggle between maintaining composure and confronting genuine feelings. The narrative shifts to battlefield experiences. New recruits face difficult choices about staying or retreating. Discussion of practical combat experience and rigorous training emerges. There is underlying tension between bravado and genuine fear, with attempts to maintain morale through occasional humor. Details about Plan 401 surface, known for its deadly reputation. Philosophical discussion about purpose and survival in a harsh world follows. Multiple perspectives on mission importance emerge, from practical military objectives to broader humanitarian goals. Group dynamics reveal varied approaches to handling dangerous situations. The setting moves to an old building suitable for covert operations. Combat situations develop with increasing intensity. Team members display different reactions to danger, from professional detachment to visible fear. Strategic discussions about combat techniques and survival methods occur amid rising tension. Personal hopes and dreams are shared, including protecting hometowns and enjoying simple pleasures like apple pie. The conversation reflects deeper bonds forming despite dangerous circumstances. Future plans are discussed, though some remain skeptical about entertaining such optimistic scenarios. The situation intensifies with combat action. Nisha faces serious danger while others try to provide support. The scene becomes increasingly desperate as team members struggle to protect each other. Events build to a tragic climax involving Nisha. Devastating aftermath follows Nisha's loss. Different approaches to handling grief emerge, from cold pragmatism to emotional resistance. The harsh reality of their dangerous world becomes undeniable. The sequence ends with determined resolve to continue forward despite tragic losses. A tense situation unfolds as Sasha appears to be in danger. Despite warnings that intervention would lead to injury, there is a determined effort to help. The scene conveys urgency and concern for Sasha's well-being as multiple attempts are made to reach them while facing overwhelming opposition. Coralie demonstrates their capabilities as a super soldier, taking charge of the situation. Their confidence and skill become apparent as they prepare to handle the crisis independently, showcasing the special abilities that set them apart from others. Helia discovers Sasha and attempts a rescue, but the situation appears dire. A conversation reveals that another companion, Elia, is missing. The exchange between them is heavy with emotion and resignation, suggesting serious circumstances. A critical moment arrives involving a plasma bomb. Despite protests, someone makes a sacrificial choice. The scene is filled with tension as difficult decisions must be made, highlighting the harsh realities they face in their mission. Reflections on the demanding nature of their training and missions emerge. Despite lacking natural talent like Coralie, there was always belief that hard work could overcome challenges. However, recent events have shaken this confidence. A complex dynamic between characters unfolds, particularly regarding Coralie's special abilities and their role in the mission. The discussion highlights the differences in their capabilities and approaches to their duties. Despite acknowledging the broken state of their world, there remains a strong desire to restore normalcy. Personal motivations are revealed, including wishes to return to family and peaceful moments. The mission continues despite experiencing loss and despair. The action culminates in a challenging situation involving a helicopter. Questions of ability and purpose arise, leading to moments of self-doubt. However, unexpected help arrives, demonstrating that even in the darkest moments, support can emerge. A tense conversation unfolds between Coralie and another character about Coralie's departure. Despite being free and having trained early, Coralie maintains a defensive attitude about her status as a super soldier. When offered shelter at someone's home, Coralie dismissively declines, though the offer comes with assurance of family welcome. The scene shifts to discuss a mission to the Highlands as a combat team. A poignant exchange reveals Coralie's unexpected desire to be heroic, though this notion is met with disbelief. These moments highlight the complexity of Coralie's character beneath her tough exterior. Deep emotions of despair and frustration emerge as the narrative explores themes of loss, failure, and the inability to save friends despite training and preparation. There's a powerful confrontation with personal weakness and incompetence, leading to a decision to embrace darkness and seek revenge. The story transitions to a dream sequence involving Coralie, filled with feelings of loss and helplessness. The dreamer grapples with inability to save Coralie and realizes that their relationship was more complex than initially understood. This leads to contemplation about eternal life and potential resurrection. The setting shifts to a library search for information about gods and knights of the Highlands. Characters discuss past events involving Serapeum, Safre, and Shojaku, reflecting on these relationships and their significance to current events. Characters share concerns about Helia while searching for clues. They discuss past experiences with Retast and express regret over missed opportunities to prevent tragedy. This segment reveals deep emotional investment in helping friends and preventing further loss. A metaphorical story about riding a wrecked boat introduces themes of helplessness and human limitations. Personal experiences of loss and failure are shared, including the loss of Coralie and current struggles with helping Helia. The conversation turns technical, discussing Dr. Ajida's explanation of avatar optimization and Martian quantum computers. Despite the complexity of the situation, there's maintained hope for Helia's resilience as a Valkyrie. The discussion concludes with plans to help their juniors and continue the library search. A group begins searching a library for clues, deciding to split up and focus on old books. They discuss a tribe that spread civilization, though this lead seems unfruitful. A mysterious voice is heard that reminds someone of Little Storge, who is reportedly now a mass-produced robot according to rumors circulating outside. The conversation shifts to discussing Little Storge, who appears to be lonely and trapped in a desolate landscape. There are mentions of the Jiu-Zutsu Kaysen and the responsibility to help little Storge escape isolation. The discussion touches on themes of destiny, strength, and the role of knights in watching over others. The scene changes as someone notices people have disappeared. There are warnings about Seraphim having the ability to draw people into conscious space. Someone named Bianca becomes unresponsive, leading to a search on the upper floor. The conscious space is mentioned multiple times as a significant location. A touching moment occurs with someone holding a child for the first time, noting their peaceful sleep and trust. The situation becomes tense with mentions of heat and danger. A conversation about freedom, God, and salvation takes place, suggesting themes of sacrifice and liberation. The narrative delves into deeper emotional territory, discussing perfection, regret, and the price of pursuing ideals. There are references to dark fields and the pain of loss. The conversation emphasizes the importance of moving forward and not being trapped by past regrets. The focus shifts to investigating a mystery involving Retast in the library. There are mentions of Serapium and its connection to the Third Battle of Jiu-Zutsu. A box containing important documents is discovered, revealing information about someone named Sinadia, sparking excitement and raising questions about hidden identities. The scene transitions to a mysterious location with a view and a heart-like object. There are poetic discussions about stars and fireflies, leading to deep emotional responses. The narrative becomes increasingly metaphysical, touching on themes of memory, loss, and the relationship between light and darkness. A tense confrontation begins as someone returns to a familiar location. There are questions about a missing book and accusations of negligence directed at Coralie. The protagonist expresses determination to find God and help, declaring they won't let anyone interfere with their mission. They note improved concentration and clarity of thought, preparing for what appears to be a decisive moment. The situation escalates into a counterattack. The protagonist successfully executes their move and describes a state of focused determination. They express willingness to sacrifice everything, including their life, to achieve their goals. The intensity builds as they prepare to face their target with newfound power. A confrontation with Retast unfolds. The protagonist seeks God's knight, while Retast dismisses them as weak. The encounter becomes personal as the protagonist reveals Retast killed their friend and took everything from them. Retast remains unimpressed, questioning their resolve and ability. The battle takes a turn as the protagonist becomes paralyzed. They express feelings of weakness and cowardice. Memories of someone named Coralie surface, along with feelings of regret. The situation becomes more complex as discussions of human nature versus machine-like behavior emerge. The conflict deepens with discussions about revenge and hope. The protagonist expresses their desire to help Coralie more than seeking revenge. They contemplate sacrificing everything for power. The scene builds tension as they prepare to make a significant decision about giving their heart. The narrative shifts to reflective moments about a long journey through snow. The protagonist acknowledges their naivety and failed attempts at change. They discuss Helia's inability to save Coralie, describing it as a curse. Memories of companions and past events surface, particularly about someone named Nisha. The story continues with memories of other companions, Sasha and Lyra. Each memory reveals tragic ends and unfulfilled wishes. The narrative explores themes of deception, sacrifice, and lost hope. A revelation about a mysterious box containing only a game console adds to the complexity. The story progresses through waves of memories, revealing connections to past events. Details emerge about a doctor, illegal experiments, and the Valkyrie core destruction. The protagonist learns they were the sole survivor, saved by controversial experiments. The final moments focus on encounters with Elia and discussions about saving Larry. Difficult choices are made as time becomes critical. The protagonist makes a calm but significant decision, showing no regret despite its gravity. The narrative concludes with revelations about using others and being guided by Elia's voice. A dark and emotional sequence unfolds describing deep regret, sacrifice, and the death of someone named Elia. The narrative reveals intense feelings of guilt and moral compromise, suggesting the protagonist made difficult choices that led to tragedy. Despite the heavy conscience, there seems to be an acceptance of these decisions as necessary sacrifices. The aftermath of Elia's death is described in vivid detail, focusing on her final moments, her motionless arm and darkened red eyes. The scene is portrayed as utterly devastating, with the observer unable to reach or connect with her in those last moments. The memory appears to haunt the observer, who wonders what Elia saw in her final moments. A passionate vow of revenge is made, with promises to dedicate all emotions and cast aside hesitation. The speaker commits to destroying all enemies, regardless of cost, until revenge is complete. The intensity of these declarations suggests deep-seated grief transformed into determination for vengeance. The narrative shifts to a mysterious encounter between two individuals who appear to share similar experiences but fundamental differences. One claims superior understanding and suggests the other is naive about fate and curses, particularly regarding someone named Coralie, who apparently cannot be saved by Helia. Technical systems appear to activate, with multiple processes initializing, including force analysis, coordinate comparisons, and target searches. This leads to the discovery of a significant location, marking a transition point in the events. A formal welcome scene introduces the concept of the Jiu-Zutsu Kaysen and its winners. The dialogue reveals a complex system of trials and participants identified by numbers, with the current events being the 33rd iteration. This suggests an organized competition or selection process with significant implications. The focus shifts to a search for an entity called Kami and discussions about Layla. Tension builds as questions about the true purpose of the Jiu-Jitsu war emerge, revealing potential deceptions or misconceptions about its nature. References to Sanadia suggest competing beliefs or deities. Personal testimony describes experiences with divine selection and rejection, revealing a complex system of beliefs involving knights, gods, and celestial beings. The narrative explores themes of abandonment, divine judgment, and the relationship between chosen ones and their deities. There are philosophical observations about divine indifference and personal choice, suggesting that reaching the divine might grant desired outcomes, but questioning whether the price of staying in the tower is worth the potential reward. The tone implies skepticism about blind faith and submission. A tense conversation unfolds about personal character and morality. One participant is criticized for being selfish and pretending to be a victim while running away from reality. The discussion reveals deep-seated conflicts about authenticity and responsibility in facing difficult situations. The conversation shifts to examining the consequences of choosing power over emotional connection. An individual acknowledges obtaining power but losing the ability to empathize with others. Despite this loss, they maintain a commitment to helping those who seek their assistance, even when faced with seemingly impossible obstacles. A pivotal moment occurs as the first trial is passed. The discussion touches on themes of belonging and identity, with references to a long journey that has left someone without a place to return to. A choice must be made between stopping or moving forward, with recognition given to the individual's kind soul. The narrative explores the virtues expected of those chosen by God, particularly emphasizing mercy and pity as essential qualities for knights. This segment delves into themes of divine selection and responsibility, highlighting the expectations placed on those chosen to serve. The conversation turns to identity and naming conventions, expressing frustration with being reduced to code names. This reveals tension between maintaining individual identity and conforming to institutional requirements, while also touching on themes of authority and resistance. The nature of trials is revealed, with death being the first trial and faith being the current one. A leader awaits at the road's end for the final trial, suggesting a structured path of challenges leading to the tower's summit. The goal involves bringing about the 33rd day through day-night transitions. Questions arise about purpose and motivation, particularly regarding the journey to the tower's summit. The pursuit of eternal life and saving important people emerge as key motivating factors, though these goals are presented with complexity and ambiguity. A revelation occurs about the tower's true nature and its inhabitants. All present are previous victors who opened paths to the divine realm, each hoping to be chosen but ultimately trapped in an endless cycle of waiting. This waiting period is characterized by recurring purification rituals at dawn and dusk. The truth about eternal life is exposed as a lie, symbolized by the presence of a grave. This discovery challenges fundamental beliefs and reveals deception at the core of the promised divine rewards. The realization forces a confrontation with the reality of mortality, even among gods. The protagonist acknowledges being driven by personal desires rather than abstract justice, while confronting accusations of betrayal and questioning the consequences of their choices regarding someone named Coralie. A tense confrontation unfolds between two individuals discussing their shared past and connection to someone named Coralie. The discussion reveals how Coralie was used as an excuse for indecision, becoming an eternal Valkyrie in the process. The concept of sacrifice emerges as a central theme, particularly regarding the abandonment of one's identity as Helia. This sacrifice was made to uphold the responsibility and pride associated with being a Valkyrie, demonstrating the weight of duty and honor in their world. Despite experiencing profound loss and emptiness, there remains an unwavering commitment to remember and honor these sacrifices. The discovery of another possibility led to a crucial decision to attempt saving Coralie, marking a divergence from the traditional path. A significant revelation occurs as one character acknowledges the fundamental difference between themselves and their counterpart, referring to them as another Helia. This recognition of their distinct identities adds complexity to their relationship. The conversation takes a dark turn as true intentions are revealed. What initially appeared to be a shared journey of sacrifice and redemption transforms into something more sinister, with one party confessing their long-standing desire for the other's death.